things have changed a lot. Things have changed a lot. Guys, in more ways than just one, I'm back. I'm back home. The People's Diary is back with moi. Slightly obsessed. As you guys would have seen, I've been traveling for quite a few months now, and I'm actually back home. I came home for some music related things. Just want to say thank you so much, by the way, for the love on the 2 recent tracks, Punch Bag and Madison. What in the world? I am mind blown that I can even do this as my job. Anyone that's followed me for a very long time will know that this channel started as covers. I've always been a singer. I've always wanted to be an artist, but you know, could never make that crossover. And now it's finally happened. So I am literally just ecstatic with my life right now. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys, so thank you so much. And I feel like it's only fair that I then bring back the People's Diary because you guys have been highly requesting it, and I mean, we've got some juicy ones today. If you do want to go see like short form versions of this, I also am now doing a series over on my TikTok where I read your confessions. Don't worry, it's all still super anonymous. But if you prefer the longer versions, then definitely stick around because today we have got some juicy ones. Just before the video starts, if you do want to check out any of my links in the description, including where to confess, including my new music, including music videos, and all of my other social medias, then definitely make sure you check down below. I will love you forever. Starting off with a bang, I went on a skiing holiday when I was 16 with my boyfriend and his family, and we had been together for a whole year. He broke his leg while skiing, and after I got back from the hospital with his brother, who is 1 year older than me, he just was there and we just somehow ended up hooking up. Sure. We then continued to for the rest of the holiday. My boyfriend still doesn't know, and it's been a whole year since it's happened. Sorry, can we just highlight how this person spelled whole? That's some of the yours that should have been closed. I'm disappointed, guys. I thought I taught you better than this. Do not cheat, especially with a family member. I know they probably look the same, but it's still cheating. You talk about kick a man when he's down. Do you know what I mean? He's just broke his leg. He can't ski for the rest of the holiday, which is so sad because that's the whole reason you guys went. And then you sleep with his brother. I don't claim you. I lost my virginity to my boyfriend and we've been together for 5 years. I went to the doctor recently as I was having some issues, only to find out I had somehow gotten clap. Now, I'm assuming you don't mean clap chlamydia because everyone has this confusion that clap means chlamydia. It actually doesn't. It means gonorrhea, darlings. And if you know anything from the sex talks back in the day, yeah, this is not very nice to have. My only thought process is, I know a lot of STDs can lie dormant in men and like they don't really have a lot of symptoms. I do think gonorrhea they do though. If you're talking about chlamydia, maybe it was dormant. And also it can be dormant in you too. However, if you've only recently started having the problems, that does mean he's cheated on you and got it from someone else. I was gonna try and, you know, be really nice and say, oh, maybe he had it before you were together, just from sleeping with whoever it was before, and never got checked. Because I know a lot of people that don't get checked, and then later on in life, they're like, oh, I've actually had chlamydia for 2 years. But they've just always ignored all of the problems. So I'd like to think it's that, but that is really highly unlikely considering you were together for 5 years and I've only recently started to experience the problems. It sounds like he's been a dirty dog. So my married parents had a girlfriend. They're polyamorous. Me and my siblings stayed at her house a couple of times, and I stayed up all night listening to my parents and their girlfriends using vibrators and having sex all night. All night. There is nothing that pet peeves me more than hearing people having sex, because it just makes me feel so uncomfortable, especially when, you know, when you're at like a house party or, you know, you've gone away for the weekend with your friends. It's just one of them that isn't nice. I've been on a fair share of party holidays, so imagine me having to hear a lot of people I don't even know in the room next to me doing that. I mean, it's so much worse that it's your parents, but I'm trying to just relate to you here. I can't say I've ever heard my parents having sex, so let alone with someone else as well. In summer 2022, wow, isn't that so weird that summer 2022 was so long ago? 2 whole years. I feel like it was 2010, 5 days ago. It's actually crazy. Summer 2022, I had my prom. Me and my boyfriend were split up for a couple of weeks prior to this. And after prom, I got with 2 lads. One of them that I used to speak to prior to my past relationship, and another that was my ex-best friend. Ooh. A couple of days after, my friend had a house party and I got very, very drunk and slept with one of the lads in her bathroom. I'm back with my boyfriend now and I can't come to terms with telling him, but in my defense, we wasn't together and I only actually remembered sleeping with that boy after my friends had told me. Okay, there's 2 problems here. One of them being that you don't remember it and you had to be told. Like, how drunk were you? That is so bad. And I'm actually really sorry that happened for both of you. Number 2, the fact it was an ex-best friend is a little bit of a touchy subject because you were separated, so it's fine, you didn't cheat, you know what I mean? And some people do just rebel when they go through breakups. They're just like, I need to kind of get under someone to get over the last person. So I don't think what you did was wrong. as you said, you were split up, so it's not cheating. However, the fact it's like an ex-best friend and also somebody that you used to speak to is like a little bit weird, because was the attraction always there? I mean, you do these things, don't you, when you go through breakups? You kind of go back through the list and you're like, he's still kind of cute. But I think if you were to tell your boyfriend, that's probably the only thing he'd have a problem with, is who they were. That one's a bit of a sticky one. This is a really embarrassing, vivid memory. Perfect. One time I was on a plane on the way to Ibiza. Slay. Love Ibiza. I had just drunk a Coke. However, I don't usually drink carbonated drinks before flight due to this next part. I had explosive diarrhea on the plane and I had just been in the toilet for that long that the flight attendant had to come and knock the door to get me out. Oh my goodness. She asked me if I was okay and I was so embarrassed. And it wasn't just the people who I was flying with that could hear it. It was everyone. Oh my goodness. There's a time and a place to have explosive diarrhea. Currently, I would love my my toilet at home. You do finish this by saying, by the way, love your channel, and I bet you're glad it's not incest. Honestly, hand on heart, it's actually really reassuring to hear that none of my recent confessions, I don't think, are incest apart from 1 or 2. I'm really happy that you guys aren't sleeping with your families anymore. And if you are, you're just not telling me about it, so I don't actually know which is worse. I'm gonna be honest though, there's some places where you just have to go and shit. Like, I've been in those situations where you need the toilet, especially in school, because I had a really bad vitamin D deficiency. We were certain it was Crohn's disease, like we were certain. And then I started taking vitamin tablets prescribed by my doctor and everything was happy dandy. It was also mixed in with a little bit of anxiety, so such a good concoction. It's like making potions when you're a kid. This one's a really big one, so stay with me. However, this is probably one of the most intense confessions I've ever read, okay? When I was in year 7, I was really struggling making friends at my new school. And long story short, I ended up eventually bonding and becoming friends with a girl who I would class as the popular girl. However, she would always express to me how lonely she felt and how all of her friends hated her. But of course, I felt sorry for her and we ended up becoming best friends. Upon reflection, I now realise that this friendship was extremely toxic and we bonded over mental health struggles. Sometimes it's good. I mean, it's good to speak out, but I know what you mean. It's just like trauma bonding, and friendships should not be formed over trauma. I'm telling you this as advice. Friendships should not be formed over trauma, okay? Although I do think it's important to open up about how you feel. Agreed. I don't think it was good to be sharing what we were sharing around that age. It all got a lot worse when one day she opened up to me about having a cancer diagnosis. But she swore me to secrecy and told me to never mention it in front of her mum, as it was a tough topic for her to handle. Bear in mind, you're 10 and 11 at this point, so this is like the biggest thing to ever happen to you, I'm sure. Like, I can imagine the weight of being told this, because everything when you're that age is literally the end of the world, especially with something regarding cancer. She wouldn't give me any details about what kind of cancer, but for some unknown reason, my dumb 12-year-old self believed her. I mean, anyone would. You would believe someone if they told you that. It's so outrageous and sad. She would miss days off school and tell me she was getting all kinds of treatments done, when actually she went to things like weddings or she just had the flu. Definitely not cancer. Well, that's fucked up. She posted photos of her out and about on the days that she was supposedly having treatment, but when I would subtly bring it up to her, she said they were just old photos and she was trying to cover it up. I also would be you and still believe this. Like, even if I got proved, solid proof, I would still probably believe her because I'm a people person, and I'd be like, why would they lie? She even told me she was going away over the summer between year 7 and 8 to have a massive surgery and she wasn't sure if she'd make it out alive. That is so messed up. Obviously, I was sad at the thought of losing my best friend. However, an hour after her supposed surgery had begun, she texted me saying that she's fine and we both move on. Obviously, now I know she lied. And I know this because she did this to multiple separate people on separate occasions, and of course her stories just wouldn't add up. Yeah, she's either like the unluckiest person alive to constantly keep getting diagnosed at that age, or she's blatantly lying. I left that school at the end of year 8, and a year later, in year 9, at a new school, a girl that went to my old school randomly messaged me asking about my old best friend because she knew that we were close at one point. She explained how she took her through the same thing, from receiving a cancer diagnosis, then going through life-changing surgery, and all of the dots just didn't connect, especially after my granddad passed with cancer later that year. And I realised that when she told me things about the hospitals, treatments, etc., and the illness itself, it just couldn't be true. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I haven't really spoken to her since I left school. Naturally, we just sort of drifted by not seeing each other every single day. However, I am now 18 and I realise how naive I was. The way I would tell this girl's whole family, all of her friends, I mean, I wouldn't, but I would love to. Like, that is so messed up and so sad. I know that you both said you bonded over mental health struggles, so maybe she had a lot more going on than what you thought. It sounds horrific and I'm glad I don't have a friend like that. Me and my best friend have been friends for years, and one day she messages me saying she's questioning her sexuality. However, little did she know that I was questioning mine. Slay! I told her that, and she said that she liked me, and we ended up getting together, and we've made out, sent pics, I don't like that part, and other stuff. I mean, super happy for you for everything apart from the sending pics. We don't do that. Come on, baby, we're in 2024, we know better than this. But that is so fun, like a naturally formed love. And I'm so glad it was like your sexual awakening. Keep slaying. Such a slay, hun. Oh, this one starts off really nice. Hey, Haz, hope you're good. I'm actually doing really great. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too. Well, I guess we're about to find out how well you're doing. I've been feeling really bad about this. Great start. I've been feeling really bad about this as it's fairly recent, but I need to get it off my chest. That is what the People's Diary is for. Get it off your chest. We tell the world. We all feel bad about it, but then it's over in a few seconds, and then there's your guilt. Gone. Poof. First of all, I'm 16 and I've just finished my GCSEs, so I made friends with this girl through one of my other best friends, and we instantly clicked and we're really good friends. Proud of you. Before I knew her, she was in a relationship with this guy for almost a year, and the other day I got really drunk and me and him kissed. Right, but they are not together. I have felt so guilty because I do not want to jeopardize our friendship, as I really do love her. And I finally told her tonight after kind of putting it off for a couple of days, but it turns out some other people told her before. So not only did I get with her ex-boyfriend, but it also looks really snaky because it looks like I just told her because other people have. Oh, we've talked about it and I still feel really horrible, and I'm just worried that things are going to be weird between us. Anyway, love your videos, Haz, and please don't judge me too hard. Love you. I am actually not going to judge you too hard. I'm going to do the opposite because you didn't know them when they were a couple, which is normally when the lines are really blurred. Like if that person introduced you to the boyfriend as their boyfriend at the time, then you broke up, then you got with him, that's when it's messy. However, I don't really see a problem with you doing it when you didn't, you didn't really know him. Well, you didn't know him before, and you didn't really know her either. And you've only recently started to get close. I feel like it's not your bestest friend in the whole wide world. And she's cried and cried about him to you, and there's so much trauma there. You're also in high school, so these things just do happen. Like people are just experimenting, and I wouldn't feel bad. Well, I mean, you haven't said, but I'm assuming she's took it well, because this is just like all in your head, right? But I'm thinking she took it well and you're just overthinking because you're a nice person. You didn't mean to do it. I slept with my best friend. This has got exclamation marks, so we're in for a rough one. We were really drunk but have agreed that we don't regret it and we're glad it happened. But I've had feelings for them since April, and everyone's telling me that they have feelings for me too. I'm so confused and I don't want to ruin our friendship, but also feel like things cannot go back to the way they were. This is really difficult because I am all for, if you feel like you love someone, life's too short, tell them. Like, I know that things will get complicated and some people won't like it, but at the end of the day, it's your life. And I think if people invest themselves so much into it to the point of they're like, this makes you feel weird, we don't want to be your friends anymore. Okay, good bitch. I don't want to be your friend anyway. Like, found the love of my life here. And even if it's not the love of your life, it's gonna be a little fling and you're gonna learn things, and then later on in life you'll realize who you like, what you like, I feel like things like this can be done. And also if you've been friends for that long as well and you both said you don't regret it, I think fuck what anyone else thinks. I found out that my brother's girlfriend was cheating on him. That is so sad. In a fit of rage, however, I grabbed her toothbrush and I swished it around the toilet. She came back the next day and used it. I'm not saying this is the right protocol, but I'm also not saying it's not. You're just looking out for your brother. Family love that. Next. So I like this guy in year 5. You're year 5? This is actually really sweet, so I'm gonna carry on, but year 5 should not be watching my videos. I'm scary. I like this guy in year 5, so I sent him a love letter asking him out, and let's just say it didn't end well and the whole year found out about it. Oh, you're saying past tense. You're not year 5 watching my videos. Whew. That is actually really sad, but don't stop doing it because I feel like that love is dead and we need more of it. So keep writing those love letters, babe. I'd love a love letter. Boyfriend, if you're watching, I want a love letter. Thanks. I hooked up with my brother. No, I'm joking. I just wanted you to put it in the video. Slay. Oh, but I am pregnant with my sister's boyfriend. No, I'm also joking about it too. I don't even have a sister. I actually really like those confessions. Just trying to switch it up. I can use that as clickbait, so thanks for that. Oh, this one, just from reading the first few lines, this one is tricky, and I actually really want your guys' opinion on this. So my secret is that I've had a threesome that lasted 4/5 months, and I met this girl. I thought it was just like a me and her thing as I wanted to explore my sexuality. However, she mentioned that she had a boyfriend, suggesting that he would be involved. Okay. We started meeting up to do the dirty, and this carried on for months until I refused to have sex with her boyfriend as I just found it really weird and I didn't want to cross any boundaries. However, I gave in one time and we had sex in the threesome for the very first time. After that, things got really weird as her boyfriend would snap me constantly. Snap. Isn't that so funny that people still use Snapchat? I mean, I do for group chats, but I just think it's mad that it's people's like primary chat. Like, it's just so funny to me. He would snap me loads asking to meet me. However, it would only be us two and he would be acting really flirtatious. Oh no. he would message me things like, I miss you, can't stop thinking about you. And I'm like, mate, you have a girlfriend. Stop entertaining me and entertain her instead. The fuck? Slay! You ate with that. Can't have masturbate without ate. After finding out his girlfriend didn't want to continue having threesomes, as she felt uncomfortable about me and her boyfriend having sex, which is completely understandable, that's what you've wrote and I'm also re-quoting, we've stopped meeting. I just think it's a really funny experience about how men aren't as loyal as you think they are. And I don't think we needed to reconfirm that. I already know that. However, I do think it's fun experiencing threesomes in a couple. However, ladies, keep your man on a leash, especially if you're experiencing non-monogamy. I agree, because I personally, in my relationship now, I don't think I could, but I am not into polyamory, so that's completely understandable. But you know, you do you, and I'm also fully supportive of anyone who wants to do whatever they want, because who cares? However, if I was single and I was going into a relationship to have a threesome, I also would find this really weird, as seen from this example. That's what I'd be worried about, and I'd also be worried about like ruining their relationship. I think you did the right thing to stop it there, because that just sounds sleazy as fuck. I don't think I have finished with my boyfriend in the 6 months that we've been together. I fake it every time and then I feel bad, but I don't tell him that I fake it. I don't know what to do because I want to feel good. P.S. Haz, I love you. You're literally amazing. Well, I love you. You're literally amazing. This is a really tricky one. However, I'm just gonna put my little 2 pence in because that's why you've confessed. With all my past partners, I never did either, and I literally used to always fake it. Oops. Sorry if you're just finding out this way, but it was probably pretty obvious. And I literally used to pride myself on like, I just can't finish. It's just not a thing that I can do. Not that okay, pride myself is the wrong word because I actually hated it, but like I would literally just say it. I'd be like, nope, can't finish. Ta-da! However, since coming off the pill, since being with my new boyfriend, things have changed a lot. Things have changed a lot. If you're on any form of contraception, it also could be affecting that. I also back then was using vibrators and stuff, and it was just completely numbing me down there, completely. Every time I'd have sex, I would just lose my sensitivity down there. So if you ever use sex toys or anything like that, I would put that to a stop just because you need to get your sensitivity back. That was a massive problem for me. And I also had cervical ectropion as well, which meant that I literally couldn't have sex without bleeding. And now I've got rid of that. Mwah, chef's kiss. The combo is comboing. You may not just be very sexually attracted to him though. That is the thing I'm gonna say, but it's very sad. However, I think you should talk it out, be honest, and just be like, look, I recently haven't been experiencing it. It's nothing against you, but I think we should kind of like spice up our sex lives a little bit. Maybe we should try some more foreplay and he like do a lot to you beforehand, because it is usually easier for guys to finish from sex and girls not, because you need a lot of stimulation. So don't be afraid to have those conversations, okay? I got you. I have so many more confessions to read out to you guys. If you do want another one, then I'll definitely keep continuing the People's Diary, but I'm gonna leave it here because the next few are a little bit too intense for the end of this video. Yeah, definitely let me know what you think of these confessions. If you do want to confess to the People's Diary, make sure you check the link in the description, and I also have a new song coming out in about 2 months, so stick around for that. Make sure you follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming platform you listen to. And if you don't have any of those, then just go on my YouTube channel and you can listen that way because it's all in there. I love you all so much, and thank you so much for watching yet another People's Diary. It's so good to be back.